3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Tokusatsu Corner, with your hosts Nathan Graves 989 and Nightshade 04. Now grab your Ranger keys and your Astro switches, cause it's time for the Tokusatsu Corner.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Tokusatsu Corner, your weekly dose of Tokusatsu. Greetings, my name is Nightshade, and with me as always is...
Lido9.
Alright, and welcome to episode 9. Now, I realize this won't be up in time for last week's one of the Tokusatsu Corner, so for next week's episode we'll just have all the winners be announced for episodes 8 and 9. We apologize, but, you know, we're humans, so we have lives too.
Yeah, sometimes.
More than others. Anyway, let's get right to it. It's time for the Toku News Corner.
From YouTube's World Tokusatsu News Headquarters, this is the Tokusatsu News Corner with Nathan Graves 989 and Nightshade 04.
Alright, let's get this started. For all of you Toku gamers out there, pre-orders are now coming up for the upcoming Super Sentai Nintendo DS game, Kaizuko Sentai Gokaiger Atsumete Henshin 35 Sentai, have opened at CD Japan. The game will be released this November. If you missed to get the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider O's Tamashi combo during the Tamashi Festival 2011, Bandai recently announced that they will be opening pre-orders for this figure on Tasamashi webshop. SH Figuarts Kamen Rider O's Tamashi combo represents O's movie-exclusive metal combo that utilizes Taka, Imagine, and Shoka core metals. It stands 13 centimeters tall and only comes with interchangeable hands. Upon pre-order, it costs 3,000 yen, or about $40 US, depending, and will be shipped out on February 2012. World's gonna end in 2012, so you may as well get something awesome before you die.
It seems a little expensive for something that's only 13 centimeters. That's pretty tiny.
I don't know. I mean, if people like it that much, they'll buy it.
You can only change the hands out.
Yeah, but I guess it's good for collectors. If you have one, you might as well have the other. I mean, if you have all of the interchangeable parts, if you have every single figure of it, then you may as well get the Imagine Shoka core.
Yeah, that's true.
And here is some additional Kaizuko Sentai information regarding this series. Future episodes, but they will be brief, so we won't have major spoilers. Episode 32 will focus on Dawn and a brand new weapon. Episode 33 will be a Die Ranger tribute episode. Episode 34 will be Luca's backstory episode. And 35 will be Go Anja tribute episode. No major spoilers, Nathan, so you can't be mad. Apparently the title for the upcoming Kamen Rider movie Wars 2011 film that will premiere on December 10th has been revealed. It will be called Kamen Rider X Kamen Rider Foes and O's Movie Wars Megamax.
Megamax.
No other information has been revealed at this point, but one thing's for sure, it will have Kamen Rider O's and Foes in the movie. And that's all for this week's Toku News. These stories and more were brought to you by JE Fusion, the Japanese entertainment blog. So go to JE Fusion for tokusatsu, anime, music, movie, and entertainment news. And now it's time for the Toku Music Moment. Now, this week is going to be a little bit special because we're going to have Beyond Space and Time, the Time Ranger opening. But it's sung in English. Yes, this was a very good find. The composer is Kueichiro Kameyama, and it's sung by Kume Sasaki. And we'll be back with our discussion topics, surprisingly. Enjoy!
Beyond all space and time. Beyond the picture, darkness that falls out of the dreams into our souls. When the clocks are ticking down to time with eternity, how many single moments do you believe I've counted after long? We're taking fate and fortune into a row, two hands, yeah. Doesn't it scream sensitivity? There is a way to breathe the road. It's not time to your brain is home. Instead of all that frost, I'll make it wrong. It's like a shooting star, and light show where it's fun. All around, more than a dozen, more than a million. Beyond the gun of millions of dreamers, living in the now. We chill of the future. We feel it coming, and then tomorrow. Living to fear, living to sorrow. And the champion hidden halo, never-ending misery. Unforgotten strengths will bring us, gonna step we've seen somewhere before. To find us to each other, togetherness so living. And if you just believe it, there is a waking dream that grows. Time to reach your brains home. We love a living in the here and now is the one and only way to go into the future and beyond. Beyond forever, time after time, suffers in every reason to run. Children of tomorrow, speaking of the future, all our dreams into our souls, into the future, like as the pose. Time to raise your brain is home. Instead of all our growth, don't make it grow. It's like a shooting fire, light show where it's fun. All around, more than a thousand, more than a million. Beyond the gun of millions of trillions. Children of tomorrow, speaking of the future. All our dreams into our souls, into the future. That is the pose.
And we're back. That was Beyond Space and Time. I think that is a great piece of music. What do you think?
I haven't actually. Well, I've seen episode 1 of Time Ranger, but yeah,
The
yeah,
opening?
huh?
Didn't see the opening?
No, I've seen the opening. It was okay. It was okay. Yeah, I rather liked it. I did.
It's different, so, you know,
Yeah.
awesomeness. Anyway, it's time for the Toku question segment. So, since we didn't, like we said before, this won't be up in time for people to give us questions, but we thought of our own. Yeah, we're egotistical like that.
And
Anyway.
I am a great person that asks questions.
Anyway, Light, why don't you read them off?
Okay, I'm gonna do them one at a time. But the first question is, what is your favorite Kamen Rider finisher?
For me, it probably has to be metal branding.
Metal branding?
Kamen Rider Double, yeah.
Is there any particular things you like about it, or just have a really good feel, or?
It feels right. I mean, it feels like a good finisher. Like when it activates the maximum drive, you hear the maximum drive thing, and then the rod extends for a brief period, and it becomes on fire, and then he can just friggin' go right through his opponents with that thing. I think that looks pretty damn cool.
So you like watching rods extending?
Shut up. Shut up. What's yours?
Tajidol scanning charge. I like it because he goes into the air, and then a little bit lifts on his leg. Yes, I like it when men lift their legs. And
Finish that for me.
I know. And then it forms this cool looking talon thing, and he just runs the talon right through the enemy. I thought that was really cool. So that would be my favorite Kamen Rider finisher. Okay, for our second question, what's your favorite Super Sentai finisher?
Actually, as of right now, it's probably the Gokai finisher.
Gokai finisher?
Yeah, the final wave for both Gokai Silver and the 5 Pirates. It just looks cool. I mean, whether they're doing, whether two of them have swords and two of them have guns, or whether they're all holding their respective weapons, they just look pretty damn cool, especially Gokai Silver's Legendary Dream.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And yours?
I would have to say my favorite is actually a Megazord finisher. It's Mojikara Daidaien from Samurai Hao, the ultimate Shinkenger Megazord. Because first of all, Samurai Hao just towers over the enemy, sort of like Pyramidas did in Power Rangers Zeo. It just
kind of
towers
unfair.
over the enemy, and then it just shoots a big freaking cannon of energy that destroys the enemy, and then prior, it spins its sword around in a circle showing the different kanji symbols for each of the different Zords that combine to form it. So I think it just looks pretty cool. Overall, so that's my favorite Sentai finisher. It's not a Ranger finisher, I guess, but yeah.
You just said Sentai finisher. I guess it didn't have to be just Rangers.
Yeah. Let's see. What's your coolest / favorite Dopont memory?
I think that goes to weather.
Weather?
Yeah, I mean that actually looks closest to a Kamen Rider.
Yeah, it does, really.
I actually kind of consider it the Dopont Kamen Rider, so I think it just that's my reason. It looks amazingly cool, and he can control the weather. So, hence with. And yours?
I didn't do much thinking about this one. There are just so many. I'd have to say my favorite's Yesterday.
Why would that be?
Because you repeat the actions of Yesterday and then you die. I mean, and plus they used it so brilliantly in the episode. I mean, they had first, double fighting this Dopont, and then it's on a day where nobody's there. And then they have them repeat that same day, and it's filled with people, and they're about to, he's about to aim in the same exact location, that the chick was, but yesterday nobody was there, or the Dopont was there, but the Sonozaki chick was there. It was just very brilliantly done.
Yeah, unfortunately I kind of forget that episode, so I have to check that out once the podcast is over.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great episode. So let's move on to the next question. What's your favorite double memory?
How about you go first on this one?
Okay. I'd have to say my favorite is Extreme. Extreme memory. Because it just makes double look amazing. And plus that bird kind of gives you that, oh snap moment that we all like. Before the S is about to hit the fan, and you're just kind of like, okay, and you hear, and you're like, oh my gosh, that extreme memory. I don't know. I'm a dork when I watch Kamen Rider. I get excited over these things.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I definitely have nerdgasms over Kamen Rider because I'm a huge Rider fan. I guess my favorite double memory would have to be Fang.
Fang?
Definitely. He's a little raptor that roars. He